Hey everybody, Brian here. Today I'm going to talk about Logan.
I ain't spoiling nothing.
What my thoughts on Hugh Jackman's last turn as
I ain't spoiling nothing.
the Wolverine.
Hey.
So Logan, set in the year 2029, we find Logan working as a limo driver while looking after a ailing Professor Xavier in hiding with the last of the mutants, Caliban. Okay, Logan essentially is a brutal, raw, violent. I would say to you that it doesn't matter if you haven't seen any of them. You can see this film as a standalone to really possibly maybe get a grasp of what the character is all about. In my opinion, this was Hugh Jackman's best turn ever as the character that he's played for so many years. I found Patrick Stewart's Professor X to be once again as well the best turn he's ever put in as the character. In the later stages of advanced problems with his mind and how that can actually sort of be a very dangerous thing. I thought the film was very beautifully shot.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something about this movie that I really like.
Awesomely executed. It was a quiet statement.
They did not shy away from the fact that there were buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of blood.
Look, let's just get this out there. I'm not going to spoil anything by saying that the film is very violent.
But Logan does not hold back. You're talking about some full violent action, mate. Very good, mate. Very good.
It's a very gritty, dark, raw take on the character.
And any other way that you think Wolverine's gonna kill somebody, you're gonna see that.
Well, Hugh Jackman's obviously stated that he wanted to go out with a bang. This film definitely allows Wolverine to be the Wolverine.
Yeah, mate. Bloody excellent film. Hugh, mate, you done did it, mate. You brought the Logan everybody wanted.
I found the dichotomy of the character of Logan and the Wolverine to be very conflicted. It allows Logan to actually be Logan. So all of the drinking, all of the language,
Good on ya.
all of the things that possibly maybe couldn't have been done in earlier films is openly and, in my opinion, beautifully put in front of us. Therein lies the beauty of what we see.
You Aussie legend.
Not just of the external manifestations of his rage, but the internal conflict that he has.
You ripper.
The part of him that is the good part, that tells him the human part, the non-animalistic part of him that says that what he has to do is the right thing as opposed to what his violent nature normally would tell him to do or normally let him impulsively do.
Good on ya.
And I found that at this stage in his life where they have portrayed this film to be as an old man Logan sort of concept,
You dead set legend.
I found to be very, very startlingly impossible to not stare at without being consumed. I found this to be his best work. This was possibly the best thing I've ever seen him do because it appeared to me as if he was able to play a character that he's been playing for 17 years in a way that he felt was possibly truest to the character, true to the fans, and as a swan song to his fans leaving the franchises and leaving these sort of films and leaving this character. In my opinion, Hugh, you left nothing behind, baby. There are always going to be arguments on whether or not Hugh Jackman was ever right for the role. Logan in the comics is what? Smaller, looking at recasting. I'm sure they're going to look at that sort of thing, but I'll tell you what, this was the Logan that I sort of wish we got from the beginning. I found this to be just a beautiful, beautiful performance. The girl that plays Laura, she was absolutely brilliant as X-23. Stephen Merchant's Caliban was wonderful. I found Richard E. Grant, who I always love watching things, to be very, very, very disturbing and creepy. I found that the whole film by James Mangold was fantastic on several occasions. Logan is asked for help, and he doesn't want to intrude in someone's life because of what can actually happen, and it was such a dramatic turn from a lot of the films. And this isn't to say that I'm not in the camp that a lot of people are saying that a lot of superhero films need to be this way, that Marvel needs to make more R-rated films instead of the colorful, zippy, escapist fare that is, you know, say a Guardians of the Galaxy or an Avengers film. I think those are two totally separate things. I think we need to look at art as art on its individual merits. And on its individual merits alone, Logan is by far one of the strongest entries into the superhero genre I have ever seen. It is by far the most adult grisly film I've seen in some time. And it's a hard pill to swallow, this one. This is not going to be for everybody. If you are squeamish when it comes to violence and extreme violence at that, then I suggest you shy away from it. And I think that's why I really like this film, because it was bold enough to actually say, we're going to go out in a bang, and here it is in all its blood-soaked glory.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful, wonderful ride with the wonderful characters. And I thank you. As a swan song, if this is going to be your last one, Hugh, oh yeah, baby. Thank you so much. And thank you, Patrick Stewart. You're a wonderful old man. It was nice to see the professor not bald. He had a little bit of wispy hair in the back. He looked like an old man, and he looked like he was at the end, and that was tight. I loved it. I loved every minute of that. I love the fact that you had this man who used to be sitting around in the chair in a three-piece suit, suddenly now walking around in some pajamas and jacked up clothes with a blanket on his feet, on his legs. It was just powerful to see this once the most powerful mutant mind on Earth. And that's why I thought this film was outstanding. If you're into that sort of thing, and I drive through the territory a fair bit, it was very, very Western. It's very dark.
I also found the color palettes that were used.
All the beautiful sprawling vistas and all that.
And the desert scenery, city scenery, very Western flavored. We're harkened back to the genre of the old spaghetti westerns, and this film is not that far removed from there in its storytelling. I found the narrative to be strong, a sublime and outstanding character study, not shown by any of the previous outings. I found this to be a very strong, dark, violent. It was bittersweet. It was beautiful. There were so many things about this movie I really liked. I got no problem with it. If that's it for Mr. Jackman and Mr. Stewart, then by all means, let them go out that way. Logan, dope. Absolutely dope. Violent doesn't even sum up this film to be one of the most powerful things I've ever seen.
I thought the film was absolutely brilliant. Good on you, mate.
Logan, 9 out of 10 for me.